explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, Lesson 1, Prepositions and Directions.
Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Netai, and our theme is Namibia. Now let's sanitize our hands. Rub, rub, rub your hands back, inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Rub, rub, rub your hands back, inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Now, boys and girls, you need to remember to maintain your social distance. Our lesson is Lesson 4, the letter D and letter L. Now let's turn to page 16 of our booklet. On page 16, I would like you to look at the letter on the top page of page 16. That letter is letter D, as in drum. How do we form the letter D? Let's try to trace over the letter D. There is a dot and an arrow to show us the direction of writing. Put your finger on the dot and go around following the arrow. Go right round the D's tummy and straight up, up, up and down. That is letter D. And how does letter D sound? Letter D sounds as D, D, D. Now let's think of things that begin with letter D. Let's go to the board and I will show you some of the things that I have displayed on the board. Letter D as in duck, dinosaur, doll. If we sound the letter D, we hear D, D, D sound. Now let's look at the board as I am going to demonstrate to you how you are supposed to write letter D. Here is the dot where we are supposed to begin. So let's put our pencil right here and we go round, connecting the dots, following the direction of writing. And we go all the way up, 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 and we go down, down, down. So as you write letter D, make sure that you do not lift your hand or you do not pick up your hand or your pencil. Let me try to demonstrate once more. We will start where the dot is. We go round following the writing direction, around the duck's tummy. We go all the way round. Then when we get somewhere here, we go straight up, 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 and we go down. That is how we write letter D. I will write letter D without tracing so that you can be able to see how this is done. We go round, straight up, 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 and we go down. That is how we form letter D. Now let's get back to our booklet on page 16. On page 16, the instruction says, write the letter D in the blocks and remember the writing direction. We need to start where the line is shown in the middle of the block. So we go onto the line and let's go round to the left-hand side, around the duck tummy, and up, 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 up. And we go down, straight down all the way. So that is how we write letter D, as in drum, doll, dinosaur, dog, and all the other things that you can think of that begin with letter D. Let's turn to page 17 of our booklet. On page 17, we are still concentrating on the sound D, D, D. Letter D. And the instruction says, color the pictures that start with a D or D. Now what we need to do, we need to name the pictures that we see on page 17. What pictures do we see? I can see a donkey, a mouse, a cow, a dog, a bird, a dress, a table, and a pen. Now look for the words that begin with letter D, or look for the pictures that have the names that begin with letter D. Donkey, mouse, cow, dog, bird, table, and pen. Now I would like you to color in the pictures that begin with letter D, or that start with a letter D. Once you have done that, let's move just below the line. It is the same instruction given. We want to write, or we want to color in the pictures that start with letter D. Let's name the pictures that we see on page 17. The first picture that I see is a drum. The next one, book. The next one, glass. The next one, grapes. The next one, hat. And the top one on the right-hand corner is a diver. Now I would like you to look at the pictures once more, say the words, and listen out to the beginning sound or the starting sound of each picture. Drum, book, diver, glass, grapes, or hat. Now find the pictures that begin with letter D or sound D, 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 and color in the pictures. Now let's turn to the page 18 of our booklet. I would like to find out something interesting from you boys and girls. Who is the king of the jungle? Who? Let's look on page 18 once more. color in the lion. That is the instruction that we have on page 18. We want to learn how to write letter L as for lion. L, L, L. Do you know what other things start with the letter L? Let's move over to the board. Let's look at the pictures that I have put up for you on the board. Letter L as in leaves. It makes a L sound. Letter L as in lantern. It makes a L sound. Letter L as in light bulb. It makes letter L sound. Look at the lion. Lion's first letter is L, L, lion. So that is letter L. Look at the last picture at the bottom. That is a lizard. Letter L. Okay, now let's look on the other part of the board. We would like to learn how to write letter L. Letter L is easy to write. Let's look at the starting point of writing letter L. There is a dot and an arrow to show us the writing direction. So we always start from the top and we go straight down. And let's join the dots slowly and neatly. That's how we write letter L. Let's do it once more with the dotted lines on the next part of the board. We always start from the top as the arrow is showing us the directions. We will start from the top and we join the dots nicely and neatly all the way down. That's how we write letter L. Let's get back into our booklet, page 18. Right, on page 18 it says, write the letter L in the blocks. Remember the writing direction. We start from the top part of the block and join the dots as neatly as possible as we go all the way down. Can you do that neatly, joining the dots until you get to the end of the other block? Now let's copy and write letter L in all the blocks on page 18. Now we will turn over to page 19 of our booklet. On page 19, the instruction reads, color the pictures that start with letter L or L. Do you know what pictures that are on top of page 19? The first picture is a bear. The second picture is a leaf. The next picture is a chick. The next picture in the second row is a ladder. The next picture is a bee. And the last picture is a lamb. Remember, you need to look for the pictures that start with letter L, L as in lion, lamp, lid. Now look for the pictures and color in the pictures that start with letter L. I would like you to complete the activity on page 19 as you have been instructed. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. Now let's sanitize our hands. Rub, rub, rub your hands back inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Rub, rub, rub your hands back inside and forth. Now your hands and mine are clean. We have sanitized. Now, boys and girls, I hope you will remember to maintain your social distance. It is now time to say goodbye. I wonder where Zoe has gone to. Bye, Zoe.
In a time of uncertainty, false news, and fear, learn on. While the world scrambles to make new sense, while the experts turn around in circles, trying to find their way back to tomorrow, learn on. When classrooms become empty cathedrals and the trees start to bear answers, learn on. Learn on until every parent is a teacher and every teacher is a mentor. Learn on until you cross the boundaries of your mind, until you grow eyes and sprout wings. My friend, learn on. On sidewalks, on the floor, at the neighbors, in the market, in hallways, in churches, under trees, at kitchen tables, in riverbeds. Learning doesn't only happen between four walls. Learning happens in the small space of your enormous, beautiful mind. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn on one. Invite learning in.
Win free airtime with hashtag #LearnOn1. Share your comments on the lessons. WhatsApp your feedback, name and town to 081 200 6659. Hashtag #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
Hi beautiful souls, this is Nikita Winkler and I'm here to share easy tools for stretching that you can do just about anywhere. This is a demonstration, so what's most important is that you take the time that your body needs in order to release the tension that it has. So let's get started. In this session, we will be stretching the spine. We'll be folding and unfolding all the way from the head to the tailbone. This is a little bit more technical, so once you understand the technique, you can go ahead and do a couple bit more repetitions. All right, so before I get started, it's called a roll down and a roll up. I'm going to take an inhale, and on the exhale, I'm going to first release my neck, and then one by one, slowly, the upper spine, middle spine, lower spine. When I reach midway, I'm going to bend my knees all the way as far as I can go. Just to make sure that there's no tension in the neck, I'm going to shake my head yes, and shake my head no. If I'm feeling a lot of tension, I can go ahead and tap the back. Or maybe ask my daughter, son, friend to do that for me. Alternatively, give yourself a shake or a twist or a swing. Notice that there's no tension in the upper body. How do we come back up? First, I'm going to bend my knees, drop my tailbone, and zip my core up and stack the vertebrae right back on top of the tailbone. No tension in the arms. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And the last thing to unfold is the head. When you reach the top, you might feel a bit dizzy because there's been a lot of blood rush to the head. So what's very important is that you stay grounded. Catch yourself with your breath. Big inhale. And exhale. Let it fall right into the ground. Do a couple of repetitions, and that's going to really release tension throughout the back. Alternatively, use a ball, an exercise ball that you can just lie over. Same thing. It rounds the spine, releasing the tension in all the vertebrae. Wonderful. I hope you feel good after doing this. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to breathe, and happy stretching.
On January 30th, the WHO declares the outbreak a public health emergency of international concern. One day after Valentine's 15th Feb 2020, a man tests positive for the virus in Egypt, the first case on the African continent.
Many African countries have been praised for waging an effective campaign to stop the spread of COVID-19 despite having weak health systems. With a population of more than 1 billion people, the continent has had about 4 million cases according to data from the Johns Hopkins University.
This was foreseen. Viruses mutate, and investigations are usually ongoing to know if they are more deadlier or less deadlier. But remember, data is still being gathered, and Ian, to note is that the measures that were curbing the COVID-19 are still the same. Social distancing, washing your hands, wearing a face mask, these still apply.
COVID has certainly unearthed many of the challenges that exist within the health system, and the challenges of operating within a failing and health system. For example, human resources, lack of robust supply chains, leadership, and so on.
Catch Namibia's rising talents displaying the best goals, breathtaking saves, Qatar like a 1-2 combination on the pitch, as well as the biggest misses. It's the MTC Hop Soul Youth League Soccer Show, showcasing Africa's next soccer superstars. Only on One Africa Television, every Wednesdays at 18:30. Aye, it's Super Disc on another level.
What's up, world? This is Shay, the goddess of the airwaves, on 99 FM, Monday to Friday, serving you breakfast on the ignition between 6 and 9. We brought you to be inspired, taking you to master your destiny. Now it's time to do the work.
Just show up.
Put on your work boots and do the time.
Make it, and then make it better.
Hello world, it's your boy Script here on The Kingdom, where we're reminding you every single day.
Get up. You've got this. Start where you are.
Hey, this is your girl Treza on Hitsville on 99 FM, letting you know it's okay.
Try.
Make mistakes.
Ask.
I am Sibo, and I'm going to be with you for quite a while. Thank you so much for joining us here on your inspiration station, where we let you know
there's no easy money, there's no easy job, there's no easy life.
99 FM. Do the work.
Win free airtime with hashtag #LearnOn1. Share your comments on the lessons. WhatsApp your feedback, name and town to 081 200 6659. Hashtag #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
The corner of southern Africa lies a vast and sparse land where endless horizons, dramatic scenery, and untouched wilderness abound. (1,500 kilometers of harsh desert coastline, a mosaic of biodiversity, sub-Saharan savanna, acacia bushland, encased by 2 deserts. Home to wildlife and wilderness abundant, yet ever at risk. This is Namibia, home to some of the most noteworthy conservation success stories across the globe. Initiatives forged, manned, and driven by passionate individuals and groups.
People are busy there walking for more than 45 kilometers a day.
Special species and wild locations under constant threat from an increasingly destructive developing world.
One of the world's true survivors.
This is the story of the Namibian wilderness, the stories of the enigmatic wildlife and natural wonders of her realm.
They are not a threat to anyone, if you understand them.
This is the story of those determined to preserve it, and thereby themselves.
Don't think I want to tell my children one day that we had rhinos in Namibia. I want to show them live rhinos.
This is the story of the last defenders.
We have been tracked them for about 7 days, and on the 7th day, we come across the butchers, and there was a shooting. We are not armed. We having a camera and GPS. We are just hiding behind the bushes. If I don't protect this species, who's gonna do that? So it's that why I sacrificed my life to go on conserve